Hey, it's Joe Amoya, the Smarter Dating Guy. I've got a question for you. How do you define love? If you were back in college and you were taking an essay test and the teacher asked you to write down your definition of love, what would you put down on that paper? Because you see, I hear some pretty distorted versions of love out there. You know, in my world, love is not an excuse for being a human doormat. It's not an excuse for giving, 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 and not having your needs met in return. One of the things I hear all the time, and I can't tell you how many hundreds, if not thousands of times I've heard this, is a woman just being really unhappy, almost on the verge of tears, talking about how the guy she's with isn't giving her what she needs to be happy. But at the very end comes this line, "But I love him." And I get it. I understand what it's like to have feelings for someone and to really care about someone. But if your caring about someone is so deep that you become a doormat and they walk all over you and take advantage of you, that's not my definition of love. So that's why I always say, start with the end in mind. What is your definition of love? Because in my world, loving someone, or my definition of love, is a relationship between two individuals where both people enjoy, honor, respect, and support each other in being the best they can be as individuals and as a couple. See, loving someone doesn't mean that you totally neglect who you are and what's important to you, because if the other person loves you back, they want what's best and what's right for you. Now, that doesn't mean that sometimes you have to put your needs on the back burner to take care of someone else or to be there for them. But in a loving relationship, that person shows you that they appreciate you, that they love and they respect the efforts that you're putting in for them. So I believe love is a two-way street. So the reason I did this today and the reason I'm putting this forward is because, it's one of the things I hear all the time. And of course, the greatest expression of love is that of self-love. And I think that's part of the big problem out there, is if you're looking for somebody else to love you and make you feel better and make you happier, but you don't love yourself, no matter what they say, no matter what they do, something's still going to be missing. So you have to be a good cake before you put the icing on. And that's the way I look at love. I look at it that it's just taking your life and your experience to a totally different level. A level that's unachievable without that something extra. So as you go forward, it's reality time. It's time to take a good long look in the mirror to really decide, what is your definition of love? If your definition of love is, just doing for others and not having your needs met, fine. Knock yourself out. But you'll probably find you'll never experience that true level of love and happiness that you desire. But if you realize that love is two people traveling in the same direction, supporting, honoring, and respecting each other, it'll be easier for you to go out and create it. So what I'd like you to do today is really take a step back and really look at what is your definition of love. And maybe you should even write it down. Because once you get clear on that, it's easier to see if you're walking in that direction and creating it. Well, I hope this helped. I know it may be, a little hard sometimes to hear this stuff, but I want you to realize my intentions for doing this is because you can have what you desire, but it's up to you to make it happen. You've got to make choices and decisions which are directly in alignment with what it is that you want to create. So I hope this helps. We'll see you at the end of the week. God bless.